Hi guys, so this morning I'm really excited to bring you a new special for my subscribers from Local King. So the things I'm going to show you right now, Local King did send for my review free of charge, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. And so I really look forward to getting to it. Hopefully I'll have some time to maybe do a little something right now in this video. But otherwise I'm going to show you the items that I got and let you know that there is a new 20% off code that will expire at the end of August that Lisa has offered us, so that's really sweet. And this code will work on your regular and sale price items even. So I will have the code here. Again, you just go to localkingrubberstamp.com to make those purchases if there's anything there that you were eyeing or maybe thinking about getting, or some of the items I show you right now that you're curious of. They will be there. All right, so let me get to it. So I'm just going to open this up. So I know she's been working on a card swap, which is really fun. I sent out my card last Saturday. When was it? Saturday? Yeah, so like 5 days ago Saturday. And she's been designing new stamps and all these fun things, and she's kind of showing us on her videos kind of how she does that, which is really, I think, a fun thing to watch and kind of learn about. Oopsie, I don't want to drop all these scissors. Okay. All right, so she's really sweet. So some of these items I went ahead and chose myself. So I was really curious about this Timberline background stamp, which I think is really great. I think it'll be really great with a lot of the animal stamps, things like that I have from her site and other places. Again, just a really nice big background stamp, and you've seen how they work before. I've had other ones on my channel tutorials and they're great. So the waves one, I remember I had picked up the turtles for the new releases, and I forgot to pick up the waves to kind of go with them. You can do other backgrounds, but it's nice to have this one. So this is the ocean waves background, and actually she has little sea turtles on here as an example. It's really cute. So it just looks like kind of like salty ocean water is what it reminds me of. Oh, this one's so cute. Okay, this is a little prickly, and again, you got your succulents done in the way that Local King does them. So when we color them in, they're just going to be colored in, you know, with your little markers and things like that, and then you stamp them, and it just looks really pretty. So really cute set here, and then here are the dies that basically cut everything out, it looks like. Yeah, so every image, even this little sweet kind of little, I guess flower, I don't want to call them flowers. Some of my succulents do the same thing. Theirs aren't these little like round kind of orb things. They're more like little tiny flowers, but they come up like this, and they're really pretty, and they come out of the cactus, looks something like this. So really cute. Let me see one thing before I get too far ahead of myself. Okay. So this one is called Tea Time, and I have never seen this one, and it's a 2019 release, and I just thought this was so cute. You know, you guys know I love tea, everything tea, and this is adorable with the picture and the pretty flowers, and then your little teacup with your little tea in it even. I mean, how adorable is that? The little hearts. So this is a Tea Time stamp and die combo set. So again, just your good size stamp there, or stamp, yeah, and then your die. Maybe I'll do this one, because this one, you know, it's kind of, they work out kind of quickly. Oh, this was adorable. This one is an older one. It's from, it looks like maybe 2013, because you can see that she numbers them here. But this one's called Daydreaming. And look at the little hammock and the little trees, and or the little swing, and you have your little cat and your dog. Cat and your dog. There's the stamps, and these are the dies that go along with it. You can pick up. And, oh, this is so pretty. So, you guys know I have my bird of paradise out in the front. Well, I don't know if you know they're in the front yard, but I take pictures of it here and there on my Instagram. And this one's called Paradise Blooms. And it has the word happy birthday, which is really nice. So it was nice to have a sentiment. Oh my gosh. It has a handmade by. I never even saw that. A little stamp that says handmade by, and then you would sign it. I love that. And then we have the die. Well, we have this one here, and then we have this one's kind of like a blackout, but it has detail or just the background kind of like that she does, or shadow dies, shadow stamps. And then I got the die to go with it. So the die cuts out this guy, the one that's by himself like this. So pretty. I look forward to trying that out. And then this is the Southwest lizards, which are just so cute. I got the lizard, I think, last time by himself in one of my other hauls. And this one has the words "You are special," which is really sweet. I like that, and they have a sentiment. And then it has the little lizards in different ways. And then you can pick up the die that goes along with this set, but he cuts out this guy, the guy on the branch. So this guy right here. So cute. Okay, so yeah, so let's just get started. I'll try out one of these guys. Like I said, I'll probably do this one because I know these guys work up real quick. And yeah, they kind of all do. She designs it, so it's very smart. But let me get some paper, some colors, some background papers, and we'll just try this little guy out. Okay, so I have an idea of what I want to do for the card base, but I don't want to pick the colors yet because I don't really know what is going to end up happening with all the different colors I use. So I'll see what happens, and then we will make a card base to go along with that, as far as how the colors come together. And let me get my stamp positioner. I don't know that I'm going to have to stamp it twice, but I do like having the ease of just kind of stamping on here and seeing what comes up. I'm going to leave a little bit because I'm not sure exactly how I want to cut this out yet, so in case I need some border or if I don't. Well, she kind of cuts it so it's right on the edge anyway, but okay. And then the first time you're going to use your stamp, you don't always have to do this. I'm going to go ahead and run an eraser over it just because Lisa gives that as a recommendation. And I've done it without it. I've done it with it. Maybe once or twice it's repelled the ink when I don't do it, so I might as well just do it. So I always just take an eraser. I'll actually use some of those erasers. I have lots of pieces here from this handmade stamps I make. We can take that and just try to get that little top slick layer off, basically. Gotta be a little bit careful because I'm running out of eraser. I don't want to gouge my stamp. And I have not picked out colors, but it seems like this one takes quite a few colors. So I'm going to grab my little set of 24 markers, water-based markers. Any water-based markers will work, whatever you got. And if you have these are very nice. So I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to pick out tons of colors because I have a feeling, like I said, we're going to need quite a few colors. Let me see what we have going on here. So we have the flowers. And then she accented that one in blue. We have the leaves that are like greenish. We have little berries. We have the hearts, the frame, this other flower here. But these can all be the same color. The teacup, the coffee or tea, I guess. And then your vase color. So let me pick some colors and I will be right back. Okay, I think I have everything I need. So just lots of pinks and blues and reds and purples. I'll start with the little hearts here because I already have red in my hand. And for the flowers, I think I'm going to go with a light pink. Very light pink with some purple kind of down towards the center. And the middle can be this green color. So I'll do the same thing for all of these guys. I'll just come through. Try to pick out, discern what is flower and what is leaves. So pink, pink, and pink in here. And then the purple, kind of around that center area. And the dark green in the center. Does that one have a center? A little bit. I'll just leave it like that. And then the littlest flower over here, I'm just going to go with a light blue. A little dark blue at the base here. And I'm going to make the teapot also light blue. This is very reminiscent of what she did, but you don't have to. Obviously, you can pick your own colors. I cover the whole surface. And I have some dark blue to kind of maybe add in here, maybe down there. Okay. Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. I know I'm going to come in with yellow, so I didn't want to smear that blue into my yellow. So this one I'm going to do yellow. And then bring in a little orange, oopsie, at the base here. Maybe there. And then I have a lighter brown for my tea color. Okay, so we have dark brown around the frame and green leaves to finish up with. And let me see which one of this is darker, which one's lighter. Okay, this is a lighter green, so I'm basically going to take this everywhere. Oh, we have our little berries too to do. Which I was going to do in yellow and orange, so I'll get to that in just a minute. Just trying to make sure I have all these stems and leaves. And again, you don't have to work ridiculously fast or anything. And I always give it a little huff before I actually do this. So I'm going to put a little green on these stems that are kind of coming off the berries. But you can just use the yellow color. You don't have to get too technical here. Alright. So that's a lighter green, kind of a mossy green. And then I'm going to come in with a darker green and just add a little something here and there. Not everywhere, just to give it a little extra color. And our little berries, I'll just do orange. They're kind of small. I was going to do a mix of orange and yellow, but just some little pops of orange here and there will be fine. And last thing is our frame. I have the darkest brown. It looks almost black, but it's a really dark brown. Goes in here. I think it comes out over here. There's a little bit of it there. And down here. Okay. I am going to use gloss paper. Again, this is some gloss paper I had gotten from Local King a long time ago. Oops. And I don't know that she carries it anymore right now. She, I think, ran out. But you can use whatever paper you like. I'm just huffing on it, which means I'm putting some hot breath on there. Alright. And again, we still have in the stamp positioner, so if it means that you have to do it again, you have it in the same spot. But usually with the glossy paper, I'm pretty good to go. I do see that there's a bubble in here, so hopefully that didn't miss. Yeah, I can tell. Okay, let me try to get this bubble out real quick. If you can see, it kind of missed down there. And I'll try it again. Alright. So usually when you use the glossy paper, it in one shot gets your color down. And I wanted it to be very light, so I wanted the papers that go along with it to be very light. So this is perfect. Love it. So cute. Okay, so let me grab some paper colors to match this, and then we'll put our card together. Okay, so this is the idea I had for the card base. I have a 5.5 by 11 piece of paper here that I will score at 5.5. So it makes a 5.5 inch square. This is just cream colored cardstock. I think this cardstock's from Hobby Lobby. It's nice and thick. It's one of their heavy duty cardstock or something like that, or extra thick. I can't remember what they call it. This piece is, all these papers are from the Dear Jane stack that I found the other day that I think is so pretty. So again, I don't know that it's available, but I will put this here. It is 5 1/4 by 4, and this one's 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. So I'm going to use both of these papers, and I am going to go ahead and use an all-purpose so I can mess with it just in case I don't get it right the first time. And of course you can distress all these things. I was thinking about even maybe stamping some letters on here. What's it called? The love stamp that I have from Local King that I love so much. I think that'd be really pretty just to add a little extra something. But I'm just going to jump right in here. So it's going to be about here somewhere. But since I'm not 100%, I'll leave it there, and then I'll get this guy down, and then we'll do some fudging if I have to move it around a little bit. Right next to each other. And probably needs to move over just a little more this way. Okay. So that's going to be the card base. And this guy, we're going to have to do some different cuts. So, let me close this up. Of course, the glue keeps coming out over here. We have our dies. And again, I've shown other videos, and Lisa has tons of videos where you just, there's a lot of combinations you can do with these dies. There are 2 of them, but depending on how you use them, you can have outer, inner, just this cut out of the front of your card. You don't have to cut it out completely. You can cut it out completely if you use both of the dies, but it's going to have an area around it. So if you don't want the area around it, you're going to do this. And then let me see if this has a kiss cut feature like she normally does. Yes. So if you only want this very detailed die, run it through, and then when it comes out, it almost removes, but not quite, because it has a kiss cut feature. And then you just pop it off, and then you only have that very thin frame around. Or if you, again, want the whole frame, or if you don't want any of this cut, but you only want this cut, then you just use this one. Or you use this on a background, and then use this for the middle part. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing today. I'll have this background. And I still haven't decided, because you can also just cut these things out. And then you'll also cut into the background, but I think I'm going to let the background show through. So I'm just going to leave it as that. So we're going to have that, and we're going to have this. And I'm going to eyeball this, but you can definitely run it through some scratch paper and then see through where it's cutting, so you can lay it back down and have a perfect idea of where that might be. This can also be a card front. I mean, I pretty much stamped it pretty straight there. This could be your card front, and then you have your sentiment on here. Again, just cutting out and not releasing it. But I'll show you what that looks like, since we're going to pretty much do that. Let me see. That's pretty good. So what I'm doing as I'm looking through here is I'm matching up like this little green hole here, the hearts, those little bead, the little berries up at the top. I can kind of see that if I move it over a little bit more, that looks better. Did I miss anything else? No, that still looks pretty good right there, and the hearts, and I can see the frame and the line here. So that's kind of how I'm eyeballing it. I don't want to put too much tape, but I don't want this to move. And I'm going to run this through the marquee because it's easy, but of course run it through whatever machine you got. So with the marquee, I'm going to use a little bit of foam. Let me see if this is big enough to at least... no, I'll run another piece. So this is what I do with the marquee. You don't have to do this, obviously. This is a whole different thing. If you're just using your regular machine, whatever other machine you have, just run it through and emboss it how you normally would. But with the marquee, I found out that you can put this in here and it embosses, and it does a good job. So somebody had also mentioned that you can use the foam on top of the die so that it doesn't cut through your foam, so you can use the foam more often. But then it would deboss your image, right? So the reason I put the foam in the back is to pop up the paper into this. And if you don't want to take this apart, you don't have to. I've been reusing mine. I don't take it apart. You don't have to pull this out of here. So just leave it intact like this and use it for the next one. So that's the reason I did it that way. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here for just a second. I'm gonna cut this guy out. Why is there all-purpose glue everywhere? I don't know what happened. There's glue all over the back here. Okay, I'll have to clean that up in just a second before I get it on my project where I don't want it, of course. Okay, that's our background. Let me clean this glue up and I'll be right back. So as far as the tape on this little pretty thing, I'm gonna pick at it from up here back this way, because otherwise it'll tear something or do something I don't want. You can always keep these leftover pieces. Let's say there's something else, that little butterfly or some other kind of little stamp that you can always pop there and do that. And I'm just going to carefully do this. So Lisa's tip is to rub this with a what's it called? A dryer sheet before you run it through on the back side, you know, what it's going to touch your paper. So that's a good tip, just to release a little bit easier. Again, it's that embossing that really pushes the paper into your die. So while it's a great effect, you also want to be careful when you pop these out. I think that's it other than the tape. Okay, so again, she does fun things on her dies, like these little flowers popping up, the petals. There's a couple more over here. So really gorgeous things like that. So see how it did not come out completely? So if this was my card front, I would just pop this on a standard A2 size card. You know what? Obviously this is not a A2 size card. And now you have a nice mat for your front of your card, and you can still, you know, do whatever you're gonna do. For this one, I'm gonna pop it out. So this is what I was talking about, Kiss Cut. It doesn't completely remove it, but it will. So I'm just gonna go to these little things and pop, pop, pop wherever they are. Give it a little tug. Try to be careful. You don't want to tear it, obviously, but at the same time, I'm just kind of looking for the next one. I don't know where they are. I guess you can look on the back and you can see where they are. This one here. And there's one here. And there. Okay, now we have our beautiful image. And we have our background. So like I said, I'm going to leave that brown there because I wanted it there to tone down some of the colors that were a little bit brighter. But I suppose if you wanted to run this through, you will then have a very thin edge left. Does that make sense? Everything else is going to cut away just like it did here. It's still going to be stuck down because of the Kiss Cut feature, so it's going to cut away all these other areas. So if you want this to be gone, just like here, it's going to look exactly like this, but you're going to have a thin edge around the edge. You wouldn't have any of that background. And you can just get rid of it that way. And so you only have the thin edge. You can still see through it. You can still make like a shaker out of it if you wanted. Or just in my case, if I did that, I would see the green paper through this little area here. All these cutouts. You know, so do however you like. But I'm going to leave it like this for today because that's what was my plan. I could pop dot this and give it more elevation. But I'm going to go ahead and just glue it down, I think. So I'm going to take some tacky glue just because I have it in a precision bottle, and that makes it easier. And yes, that brownness is because the pin that I put in there after I lost my other pin, it's beginning to rust, so I need to take that out and find another pin. I know you guys had given me some tips on what to do with that, so thank you. I got those tips last time around. I talked about this. All right. And I'm just going to place this in here. I'm going to start with the bottom and kind of try to line it up as I move up here. I think that looks pretty good. All right, and again, I'm going to hold this down until it's almost stuck. Okay, I think I'm good here. And again, we can pop up our little areas here. And I'm going to stick this down, and then I'll find some kind of sentiment or something. You know how I pretty much do that later always. But I wanted to show you kind of how to use this and a little bit unexpected. So we have a 5.5 inch square card base. Matted up with some different things, and then we had this. And somebody, and I get this question all the time, but somebody just recently asked, and I haven't even responded yet in the comments because I saw it and I wasn't in a place to respond there. I like to use the 3D glue gel because it's easy. Instead of using dimensionals and picking off the backs, I just use this. So my plan was to stick this up here. And then I'm going to put some kind of sentiment kind of here, and then add maybe some little pearlescent like drops or something in these other areas to make it kind of sweet. So that is today's review. Really cute set. I love the images on here, and you can do so much. I mean, obviously you can change up the colors for all kinds of different occasions, but thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Local King, for saying this for my review. I, again, will have the discount code in the description box so you can copy and paste it easier than just having seen it on screen. And I'll have the links to these items, and you can go check it out. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.